I, 16M, have a 4-month-old daughter with my ex-girlfriend, and she said she wants to go to college, and I have no idea what to do. Posted by you/youngdad_sucks. Before anyone says anything, yes, I knew about condoms. I was just dumb. Story time. My parents divorced when I was 10, but I primarily lived with my mom. Tiffany's, 16F, parents are together. When our parents found out she was pregnant, her parents kicked her out, and my mom kicked me out. So now we live with my dad. During the pregnancy, my dad took my mom to court and got sole custody. I know what this means because I had to go to court for my daughter. He sued Tiffany's parents for legal guardianship, and they now pay child support for her. They are pissed and refuse to talk to us. I am in my bedroom, my daughter is in her bedroom, and my ex is in the guest room, which is now hers. My dad made a deal with us, we can live with him until we're 18 without paying rent, but at 18, we need to decide what we're going to do. I wasn't really that good in school, and Tiffany is an A student. So, I took my GED, and my dad got me into welding school. I finish in 2 months. I also work full-time, so I do welding school at night. Tiffany goes to school and works on weekends at Wendy's. This whole thing is a huge ordeal. We literally have no life. My dad helps, but not that much because he feels it's our responsibility, which I agree with, but it still sucks. I work from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. at a warehouse and go to school from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tiffany is home by 2:30 and picks up our daughter from daycare. We help each other a lot, and then I head off to school while she stays home with our daughter until I get back, and we do it all over again day after day. When our daughter was born, my dad made us go to court. We have 50-50 custody, and I don't pay child support because she lives with us. Since I work full-time, I can get health care for my daughter and myself, but it sucks. It costs me $300 a month, and daycare is $400 a week. Literally, Tiffany works just so we can pay for daycare, and I pay for everything else. When we're short on cash, my dad will help because he sees that we're trying. My dad has been our rock. When we're tired and exhausted, he steps in and gives us a break here and there. But he also makes sure we have everything we need and keeps us motivated. Tiffany wants to apply to college soon, and I'm worried because I don't want to keep living with her, and I don't think I can keep our daughter full-time as a welder working 12-hour shifts. But she says she will start at community college and work while staying with us because it's easier. Since I'll be working, it would be best for us to stay with my dad. But my dad said that at 18, we have to pay rent. She doesn't mind, but I don't want to keep living with her because we aren't together. I'm unsure how to tell her this. My dad thinks she should stay with us as long as she's a full-time student to finish her degree since I'm already getting my career. I just feel like all of this is unfair because the burden is on me. I guess I'm ranting because I'm scared and unsure of what all this means. Edit. I guess my thing about her living with us is that we're more like siblings now. We get along, joke around, and stuff, but since she's my ex, I feel weird about it. Maybe I need to take a breather since everyone is saying it's a good thing. Also, I needed to hear it from other people, not just my dad. He's pretty solid, and I should thank him, maybe take him out to dinner or something. Edit 2. My dad isn't kicking us out at 18, but he wants us to be realistic about the world and pay bills. The money he gets from Tiffany's parents, he just gives to her. She's saving up for a car and uses other money for her specific foods and clothes. Before I became a dad, my dad always wanted me to live with him at 18, figure things out, and save money to buy a house. When he found out I was going to be a dad, he wasn't mad but disappointed and said everything had to change. He's also paying for my $20,000 welding school and bought me a car, but I do have to pay my own insurance. He helps as long as he sees we're trying and not being lazy. When school recently started, he took my daughter to daycare every morning and helped Tiffany establish a routine to get her schoolwork done. Final edit. I have to get to class now. Tiffany wants to be a nurse or PA, but the college told her nursing school is hard to get into and that it's best to have a high school diploma, which is why she's still in high school and working on weekends. Someone mentioned a dual enrollment program for community college, and we'll look into that. We couldn't get daycare assistants because we're minors, and they used my dad's salary. The funny thing is, I can't open a checking account for myself because I'm a minor, but the bank allowed me to open a children's account for my daughter since I'm her parent. Lol, the irony. I read every single comment, and it's given me a different POV. I guess college seems so far away, and I was counting the years, but it's really not that bad. She's like a sister now. For those who asked, I doubt we'll get back together. Honestly, I'm not thinking about anything like that right now. I'm too tired to think about a relationship or that type of future. Update 3 weeks later. I don't know why I feel like I need to update, but here it goes. Tiff and my dad went to the school and were able to get her enrolled in college courses because of her grades. She won't graduate high school way too fast, but she will have enough credits to finish her high school hours by next December, so 6 months early. She reapplied for assistance, and we got a voucher for daycare, so now it's $50 a week. She quit her job so she can focus on school, but she doesn't start college until spring, so that's cool, it gives her some time. She still wants to be a nurse, so that's cool too. I got a new job that pays more as a forklift operator and will give me an internship for welding, which I won't be able to start until November or December, once I finish my classes. Then I have to do a 2-month internship, but they are paying me really well. I started Monday. My dad and I had a long talk about my fears, and he reassured me that it's okay to be scared, but we have a game plan. He is fixing up the basement to make 2 bedrooms and a living room, like a little apartment, because he said Tiff and I will need space as we grow. He wants me to buy the house when I turn 18, like he did with his parents, and he will help me pay for it as long as Tiff gets to stay until she finishes college and can make her own choice. We all agreed this is the best option, and we are all much happier now. I guess I just needed to let it out. Tiff and I are doing great. Being parents is hard, but it's been good now that we feel a bit more secure. My mom and Tiff's parents still haven't spoken to us because we aren't married, which does make me sad, but it's okay, we have my dad. Tiff's grandparents bought her a car and said that's all they can do for her and not to contact them again until we are married. The car needs some work, but I'm going to pay to fix it up. It needs brakes, suspension, and some regular maintenance. My dad finally told me everything that happened, and I didn't know, but it really opened my eyes. My dad met my mom in high school too, and they were together when they got caught kissing. Since my mom's family is Baptist, they forced my dad to marry her. I didn't know that in Missouri, parents can marry off their kids at 15, which is why my dad has been so protective. They were going to marry Tiff and me because she was pregnant, and when my dad stepped in, they couldn't do it. My mom and Tiff's dad went and got a marriage license for us and were going to marry us in their church. I guess I wouldn't have minded marrying Tiff, but I would rather do it later. But yeah, that's why they aren't talking to us. My dad did say that if it had happened, he would have helped us get it annulled, but we have no intention of speaking to them right now. He explained that Tiff is stuck, and while I might be afraid, she is even more afraid because she has no one. I need to reassure her that we are here for her as a family. I guess I couldn't see it that way before, and I'm glad I talked to him. I hugged my dad, and I've been hugging him every day now. It's nice and has made us closer. All of this information made me feel both sad and grateful at the same time, and it helped Tiff and me really start talking more. We talked before, but we didn't really talk, and I didn't realize she was scared too. Now we have days just to be kids, as my dad says. So we both hang out with our friends who still talk to us at least once a week, and Tiff and I do a lot of things together on the weekends now that she doesn't work. We take Jelly to the park, go for walks, and we even went to a pumpkin patch. Jelly seems happier too, and Tiff doesn't seem as tired anymore. Anyway, thanks, everyone, for the help, tips, and encouragement. I doubt I will update again and will just lurk for parenting advice. Edit. Just want to say thanks for thinking I'm a great dad, but I don't believe it just yet. I depend on my dad a lot to help me. Tiff and I are trying, we take parenting classes that offer us a lot of advice, and we've made friends there, which is nice. But I don't think we would be this prepared without my dad. Also, Tiff is on WIC, and we take parenting and co-parenting classes, it's my dad's rule. Second update 18 months later. Holy crap, guys. I finally logged into Reddit and saw tons of messages, and I found this post. I honestly just didn't expect this. I might as well give an update. Well, Tiff and I are 18 now. I first made my post 2 years ago, and Jelly is 2 years old as well. My dad is doing really well now, he finally has a girlfriend. And, of course, he met her at Tiff's community college, she's an admissions counselor. Tiff is in community college for nursing and absolutely killing it. She'll get her associate degree in nursing and then move on to her bachelor's at some point, but yeah, she's doing really well. I'm a welder now, and I make pretty good money. Tiff and I are back together, we started dating again this New Year's when she kissed me, and it just felt right. But she made it very clear that we're just dating, so she's in the basement, which we fixed up, and I'm in my room upstairs. She even makes me text her to ask if it's okay to come over, haha, it's just a funny thing we do. Yeah, I'm going to marry her. We go to family counseling 4 times a month, 2 weeks virtual and 2 weeks in office, because of our schedules. We found that this helps us. It's like couples counseling, but not exactly. I'm not the best communicator, and this has helped me deal with stressful times with Tiff and Jelly. I feel like I've aged in the past 2 years. I definitely don't feel 18, I feel a bit older. Jelly is the happiest kid ever, and she literally lights up a room. I honestly just can't imagine not being in her life every second of the day. She loves Pa, that's what she calls my dad. She has him wrapped around her finger, he literally spoils her all the time. I really love being a dad to her. I love taking naps with her and how she's just a daddy's girl, she's literally my shadow. It drives Tiff crazy, but she's also really happy. We go out on dates, dinner, movies, sometimes we just sit in the car, talk, and laugh, mostly laugh. My dad has changed a lot, and the four of us are really, really close. He's so much happier, and I think his girlfriend makes him feel alive again. He's always doing these weird teaching moments, like if Tiff is irritated and walks away, he'll just say, "Well, an irritated woman tends to shop to get her mind off things. Can you afford that? LOL. So yeah, he's constantly making little comments. I haven't spoken to my mother at all, and I have no intention of doing so. Tiff's parents did come back and try to build a relationship with her, but they always made her feel like crap, so she cut contact with them. My dad still wants us to buy the house, but I told him we have no plans to ever move out, lol. So I said I'll buy the house when I'm either 30 or when Tiff and I get married. She said not until she graduates and gets a job. So no wedding bells for at least another 2 years. If you ask Tiff, she says she doesn't plan on getting married until she's 28, so it might be longer, haha. Relevant comments. Commenter. He explained that Tiff is stuck, and while I might be afraid, she is even more afraid because she has no one. I need to reassure her that we are here for her as a family. I knew your dad was an excellent dad when he said that to you back in your second post. Ops response. To be honest, this was the statement that made me wake up. At that time, I saw everything as a burden. I lived off adrenaline, and honestly, from the moment she said she was pregnant until I made that post, everything was a blur. I was scared and just really confused about life. I was tired, and I couldn't think, everything was a fog. Tiff and I talked a lot about how, regardless of whatever happens in our future, she is my family, we are a family. Being 16, I just wanted to be with my family. My mom walked away, and it was just me, my dad, a baby, and now a girlfriend. I know that sounds selfish, but that's how I was thinking. I was really overwhelmed. With therapy and my dad, it really helped me. I wouldn't say I got over it, but I found my own voice, learned to be myself, and actually used my words. I used to bottle everything in, and when my dad said that, it really broke through to me. Third update 5 months later. My dad, 38M, has been trusting me not to spill the beans that he is going to propose to his girlfriend, 33F, let's call her K, on his birthday in 2 weeks. I helped pick up the ring when it was ready and have been hiding it for a month. But Kay spent the weekend with us and was acting very moody. I don't want to make it sound bad because it's not, but she's usually an early riser and very bubbly. However, this weekend, she seemed very tired and different. I heard my dad yell down to the basement, "We will be back." I yelled back, "Okay." I went upstairs to get some snacks out of boredom and went into the guest bathroom, not thinking anything about the door being closed, and there she was, staring at a pregnancy test. We locked eyes, and I immediately shut the door. I waited for her to come out or say something, but then I heard her crying. I knocked and opened the door, and she looked at me and said she's pregnant, then started sobbing. My first reaction was to yell for joy, and then reality hit. I'm 18, my dad will be starting over, and I have a daughter, my dad is already a grandpa. She asked me to keep it a secret, and she believes she is about 9 weeks pregnant, she would have to check, but yeah. I'm finally going to be a big brother. I can't tell him, and I can't tell her about the all-around great news. I told her to wait until his birthday because he would love it. I know my dad, he is going to be ecstatic, probably scared, but definitely excited. My dad has helped me become a pretty good father and even a good partner to my girlfriend. He's an awesome dad and grandpa, and now we both get to be dads together. I can't wait to tell him, did you check the baby's diaper? LOL. Sorry, I just had to get this off my chest. I can't tell my girlfriend, my dad, or my future stepmom. Edit. Let's clear the air. She is happy to be pregnant but overwhelmed. She was sobbing because she didn't think it could happen. She was with her ex for 6 years and never got pregnant. Also, yes, I'm 18, almost 19, with a 2.5-year-old daughter, and my girlfriend and I live in the basement of my dad's house. Edit 2. I survived dinner, and Kay brought up a baby. My dad laughed, saying, "Oh man, that would be awesome, but it's not in our cards." This is because Kay believed she couldn't have babies, and mentioned maybe adoption or more grandkids. Side note, he will have to wait a long time for more grandkids. I learned my lesson. We discussed my dad's birthday, and Kay's mom is going to make his favorite dish, enchiladas. It's going to be at the house after we convinced my dad to have a small party with Kay's parents and siblings, us, and a few of his close friends. She thinks she is going to surprise him, and he thinks he won by having her family here. I feel like this is going so well, and I will update everyone when it happens, but I do appreciate this forum to express myself. I'm not on Reddit very often as I'm switching from 410s to second shift and in training for second shift stuff. Fourth update 2 weeks later. Well, here's an update. The past 2 weeks have been hell, trying to keep all this in and not accidentally tell anyone anything. But here's how it all went. It took me a while to write this update because I've been in my feels. Monday, my dad tried to sleep in like usual, but my daughter was not having it, so we made him breakfast in bed, and they watched Disney movies and danced until 11 a.m. The rest of the day, I spent cleaning the house and prepping for everyone. My girlfriend, Tiff, went to pick up Kay's parents at 3:30, and they were at the house by 4. Kay showed up around 4:30. Just some info, Kay's parents are older and live with her at her house so they can save money from working, retire faster, and possibly spend the winters in a warmer climate and summers here with Kay. Dinner was amazing, and we all had a great time. Jelly was definitely stealing the spotlight, trying to help blow out Pa's candles, but he didn't mind much. The whole time, my heart was racing as I was trying to figure out how to help my dad propose and help Kay tell him. So, here's how it happened. My dad put the engagement ring in a gift bag to make it look like a gift for him, planning to open it last to surprise her. Meanwhile, she planned to have her gift, the ultrasound picture, opened last to surprise him. As you can see, this wasn't working because they were both adamant about their gift being last. I was struggling, trying to middleman the situation because he wasn't listening, and I didn't want her to get upset. We finally convinced him to open Kay's present before his. Arguing with the birthday boy was earning me dirty looks from everyone, and Tiff ended up elbowing me in the ribs to cut it out. I was stressed. So my dad opens Kay's gift, sees the ultrasound in a frame, but doesn't look at the name or anything, just the ultrasound. He stared me down, then looked at Tiff and yelled, "You're pregnant? I'm having another grandbaby?" He literally yelled it so loud that everyone yelled, "Congrats." And Tiff yelled back, "Hell no." The look of confusion on everyone's face was priceless, and then Kay, over their snort laughing, said, "No, I'm pregnant." My dad just blank stared at her for what felt like an eternity, but was really like 10 seconds, before asking, "Are you sure?" She said yes and showed her name on the ultrasound. That's when my dad just started crying and hugging her. He was so happy, his hands were shaking, and he was hugging everyone, saying he was going to be a dad again. I nudged him, and he quickly ran to get his gift, got on one knee, and proposed. Now everyone was crying. Kay said yes, and honestly, we probably could have cured some land drought with all the tears in the room. Kay's mom almost had a heart attack, and her dad couldn't stop hugging Kay and my dad. Tiff was shocked that I had kept this a secret for so long and hadn't even told her. I did ask them not to stress me out like this if they planned a gender reveal and to just give it to someone else, lol. The stress from all this literally made me nauseous. Here's where I'm in my feels and why it took me a while to write this. When my girlfriend was pregnant, I didn't have that sense of joy and happiness that my dad did. He is so excited, and now he's engaged, you can just see and feel it all over him. He wouldn't stop touching Kay's stomach and kissing her. When Tiff told me she was pregnant, I was scared and wanted to run. I love my daughter, she's so awesome, but even going to the doctor's appointments, Tiff and I would cry afterward because it felt so real, and we weren't happy. I wouldn't change any of it, but some part of me feels robbed. Obviously, this is our own fault, but that doesn't take away the feeling. Then the other reality hit. Kay has her own house, her own family. My dad has us. But I have my own family now, and this will change everything. When is he going to move in with her? Do I take over the mortgage payments? I planned on building my credit to get approved, but I thought I had time. It seems like time was yesterday. What now about my family? She doesn't want to get married out of need, but out of want. But what happens if something happens to me? Where will they go? Where will my daughter live? How do I secure their future like my dad did for me? Anyway, I hope this was the update everyone was looking for. I just want to thank everyone for giving me the strength to hold on to this secret. Whenever I felt like I was going to explode, I would just come back and read the comments. Fifth update 7 months later. So, I have been receiving a lot of messages asking for an update, which is really wholesome but also feels weird, seeing my life on other social media platforms. Now that Tiff has seen them, she said I need to keep this up, lol. So, I don't know, it's been 7 or 8 months? But Kay and my dad got married. He is living his best life ever, but of course, it didn't come without drama from my mom. When she found out my dad was having another baby and getting married, she completely flipped out. She started calling him to the point of harassment, but it didn't bother him until she went after Kay. That's when he shut it down. I'm not sure what he did, but he drove over to her place, and that was the last I heard about it. Rumorville is that he threatened to show the church what she was doing and saying, which isn't very Christian-like, and that was enough for her. Kay is due really soon. She is 38 weeks pregnant, and I will soon be a big brother to my little sister. On another front, Tiff is killing it at school. She has been taking 5 classes a semester on a fast track for an ADN. If she keeps up this pace without burning herself out, she should be done by early next year. After that, she is going to take a gap year before pursuing her BSN, hoping she can do it online and have the hospital provide some type of tuition reimbursement so we don't have to pay out of pocket anymore. Jelly is doing great and will start pre-K this fall. We are nervous since she has always been home with us and taken care of by us, so the idea of her being somewhere else and us not having full access to her is really scary. Work has been great, and I have made some really good friends there. I've been considering joining the Welders Union for the benefits and future pension, but my job doesn't want me to join and has offered to pay me more money to stay out of it, which, to me, screams red flag. My dad moved in with Kay and her parents. I have been paying half of the mortgage and house bills, and the goal is for me to buy the house for my dad in the next few years to relieve him of the burden of housing me and my family. Therapy is going great. We moved our couple/family therapy to once a month because, during my individual therapy, my therapist asked me to be evaluated for ADHD and depression. Turns out, I do have ADHD, which makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to school and my racing thoughts. I'm now medicated, and it's like my brain is awake. I have fewer outbursts, I'm not as easily overwhelmed to the point of anxiety, and it has really helped Tiff and me a lot. It's easier for me to articulate my emotions now instead of letting them fester and create chaos in my brain. I got into the Wheel of Time series, and I saw somewhere that the books are better, so I read the first one. I have to admit, this is the first time I can honestly say I read a book. Thinking about high school, I never actually read the chapters, I just skim through them to get by. I can't express how much happier we are right now. Kay's parents have been the grandparents we always wished for. They treat us with so much love and respect, and they just adore Jelly. They take her to the park and sometimes stop by just to check on Tiff and me. We are constantly over at Kay's place, we go there twice a week for dinner. Jelly can't wait to meet the baby, and we are all excited. Tiff and I had some very serious conversations. While we are nowhere near ready to have another baby or get married, we have agreed to revisit the idea of marriage and expanding our family when we are 25. We don't want to rush anything more than we already have, and she wants to focus on school and her career. We did throw around the idea of getting married for the benefits, in case something happens to me, life insurance, the house, etc., but my dad was able to help us get a lawyer to make a will and trust. Our main goal is to take care of Jelly, save money, and plan a family trip to Disney this summer. 6th update 10 months later. Hi everyone, there have been numerous requests for updates, and I still can't believe how many internet strangers are invested in my whirlwind of a life, ha. Now, before anyone asks, no, she is not pregnant or anything. But Tiff has been working in the ER as a registration person to help with clinicals, get to know people, and secure a good rotation. Well, after Christmas, Tiff got really sick and couldn't shake this weird cough she would get at night. It got so bad that we took her to the ER, and they just said she had a bad upper respiratory infection. She was taking steroids and using an inhaler, but it still got worse. Finally, after she passed out at work, she was diagnosed with walking pneumonia and had to stay in the hospital for 2 days because of how bad it was. At the hospital, they asked for her next of kin and wanted to call her parents. My dad tried showing the guardianship, but since we are no longer minors, we are technically not her next of kin. Thankfully, she was able to speak enough to tell the hospital we were her family, but it really gave us a wake-up call. When she got home, she still needed some time to recover, and we started really talking about our future, where we are in life, and how we were basically thrown into adulthood. While we are happy together and in this for the long haul, we realized we needed to stop just playing family. She brought up all the legal stuff she learned at school, wills, advance directives, and something proxy, but it wasn't just about that. We have a daughter, a life, and while it was 1,000,000,000% sooner than expected, we originally wanted to wait until we were 28 to 30 years old to get married. It felt like the right step for us. My dad sold me the house through owner financing, and we went through the title company and lawyers. Tiff and I decided to get married at the courthouse, but don't worry, I still properly proposed with a cameraman, and I cleaned up very well, even wearing a button-down shirt. For the courthouse wedding, I wore a suit, and she wore a dress. Our friends and family were there as well to make it as special as possible. We are planning to remarry in 2030 to have a nice wedding/ceremony. We figure she'll be done with school by then, and maybe we'll even be adult enough for a honeymoon. Regardless, we have 5 years to plan, lol. Since my dad moved out to live with Kay, our relationship has changed. We weren't under Dad's house anymore, and even though he wasn't directly involved in our relationship, not having a parent here really changed how we interact. It helped us grow, but we are still nowhere near properly adulting. Like, I totally forgot to buy toilet paper and all those random things that were just always there, lol. Now, for my dad, Kay, and my tiny big personality little sister, she is the best. She and Jelly absolutely love each other. I can't tell you how much seeing them gave us baby fever, but don't worry, we shut that down real quick. While we feel a bit more financially stable and just stable overall, we are definitely not ready to be adulting to the point where we have 2 kids, lol. Dad and Kay are so in love it's ridiculously gross, but it's really nice seeing him happy. There's really nothing major happening other than trying to plan some traveling. Going to Disney made us realize how much we've been missing, and Jelly did so well, so we have a few things on our 2025 travel list. Maybe some road trips, but I don't have a beard yet, and I feel like a dad, mom, and kid road trip requires the dad to have a beard to be taken seriously. I don't know, just a random thought. Relevant comments. Commenter. Nah, road trips aren't reserved exclusively for facial hair. However, you do have to make sure Jelly can handle being confined to the car seat for any length of time. Congrats on getting married and still having a plan. You're all doing a fabulous job. Honestly, adulting is hard even without parenthood. Lots of rites of passage, like forgetting to buy toilet paper. How's Jelly getting on now? Are you still in the same job? Just keep on keeping on. You've already got this, you're smashing it. So lovely to be updated, thank you. Ops response. Jelly is doing awesome. She has learned so much in such a short period of time, and we met some really cool parents from her class, so now we have people to hang out with. She is really sweet and just talks a bunch, it's non-stop from the time she wakes up to the time she goes to sleep. She is just a talker. I am at the same job, welding is great, but I have still been contemplating manufacturing. It's cleaner and, long-term, won't destroy my body, according to Tiff. I do plan on looking around. I still have a lot to learn, so I think when I officially hit 5 years, that will be the spot. The guys at work are fun, it took them a while to really warm up to me, but now they are real quick to teach me all their tricks. Commenter. That's awesome. Little chatterbox, who does she get it from? And it's great that you've found other cool parents to hang out with. Tiff's right, I think, it's an industry that will take a long-term toll on your physical health, and you've got a great family you need to stay fighting fit for. But take all the learning you can. All the best, if it's cool with you, please do periodically let us know how you're all getting on. Ops response. She definitely is far more talkative than us. She just says whatever is on her mind and has tons of questions. According to my dad, I was like this when I was a kid but slowed down when I got older. It's nice to just hear her in the background. When she stops talking, we know she's up to something, lol. Commenter 2. I'm so happy for them, and I remember reading this a long time ago during the OG post. The effort the dad put in, not only to teach his son but also to guide the woman who later became his daughter-in-law in the right way to do things, all while supporting a grandchild on top of his usual work, is monumental. It's inspirational to see how his guidance really paid off. On a separate note, it's also a true testament to the hard work of two young adults who had to grow up very fast and adapt to the harsh realities of life. I think they have their heads on straight and will continue to slowly advance themselves and, in turn, raise a wonderful child. Really wishing all of them the best.